Right here today we are going to start our computer subject. In this subject here we are mostly concentrate on the technical aspect of your technology or computers. At the same time, we should want to know how to use these technical and technological things with your teaching and learning process. Right, all of this here we are discussing. Especially, we concentrate on your assignments and the year-end examinations. At the 2 years, after 2 years, you know, I think all of you know, there will be exam, final exam. In this exam paper, question paper there, right? Question paper, 3-hour question paper there. Then you have to face this question paper, and also you want to pass it. Otherwise, you will not complete your diploma. Therefore, you must pass the exam which conduct 2 years after from now. Then I am more concentrate regarding that part. Then there we have a syllabus to complete that. Therefore, I am concentrating to complete the syllabus and the relevant assignments. Also, you want to do some assignments, right? The first thing I want to give you how we are organized our lesson here, how I am going to give in my lesson, my lectures here. Mainly I am using presentation. The copy of presentation you will be received after the lesson. Also the recording of this lecture also you will receive in after the lecture. Then I am also doing some activities with you. I am providing the activity links. Through the activity links, you can complete these activities also. Finally, this link for this activity also I am giving to your groups. Then also homework. I also giving each and every week to complete the homework. Before coming to the next class, you want to complete the homework also, right? Then the other thing, you want to maintain your attendance separately. I think 2 classes here join CE7 and 8. I need separate attendance sheets for these 2 classes, right? At least after 1 hour finishing this class, try to provide the attendance sheet. Right. Okay. Then no need to discussion the other things. You know all the things now. How the operation happening inside the college. I am not going to discuss those things. Straight. I am going to start discussion with the subject. Right. That first chapter regarding the introduction to the computer. Most of the things may I know you are familiar with the computer. Most of you are having your personal computers and you know how to operate it, right? Here the thing is you want to organize what you know, and also there are some other technical things may not be familiar. Then you want to get those things also, right? That first chapter is regarding the introduction to the computers. Here no need to write down any notes while I am explaining. However, if you are feeling that is there any important points, then you can take down on your notes. Otherwise, no need to write down each and everything I am explaining here. Finally, you will receive the presentation slides as a PDF. You will receive it. Therefore, no need to point out each and everything. Right. Okay, then later you can get the printout of these slides. Then you can maintain those printouts in a separate file. Right. In that way, you want to maintain your notes. Right. Then I am going to share in the presentation. If you have any doubts or any unclear thing, then you can directly discuss with me through the you can send the messages if you have any problem through the chat box. Right, I think up to now you have no any questions. Therefore, I am going to start the lesson here. Right. The first thing I want to concentrate to you, the computers here, our topic here today, introduction to computers. Right. That before that, think about why we are using computers. If I ask in some question, then you want to unmute your phones and then give the answers. Why? What's the purpose of having? Why we are using computers? What are the operations you can do with the computers? Then one example, the first example I am giving here, communication. If you want to communicate with others or remote persons, then you can use computers. Then like that, what else? What are the other points you can point out?
To store information.
Yes, very good. Store information. There are some person, they are collecting information. Then there should be a way to store this information for long time or short-term purposes. That's good. One good example for why we are using computers. Then think about as a teacher. One day you are become a teacher. Then why these computers are important? Why technology is important? Storing information also important because you are making lots of information, lot of data, right? While you are learning, you are making different types of visuals or lesson plans or any other things, right? Documents and notice, all of these things you want to store here. Then it is important, the computer is important for storing your information. Then what else? Please, you want to answer, you want to discuss with me, at least give the answers through the chat box. It is okay. What are the other purpose? This is not the new term for you, right? You know, already you know, some students maybe in your school time you learn as a subject in grade 10 or 11 in these grades. Therefore, it is not a new term for you. Then what are the, tell me another purpose, having computers?
Very much accurate, fast, and can accomplish many tasks easily.
Yes, that's also okay. You can complete many tasks in quickly, accurately, and those are the some features of computer, right? You can do many works accurately. You can do many works very fast, right? Therefore, you are using computers to perform everyday tasks and the many work-related tasks. Right? If you are as a teacher, in teaching learning process, you can use this technology for to build up various type of teaching methodologies, right? You are using internet. Through the internet, you are getting some tools that is important for your teaching and learning. You are downloading many items that's also related with your teaching and learning, right? These are the some advantages or some usage of technology and the computers, right? However, in this case, I am consider computer as a system. Computer as a system, right? This if you consider as a system, computer as a system, that basically computer having with some equipments like keyboard, mouse, printers, UPS, like that. There are many items attached with the computer. If you consider this system, computer as a system, we can identify two main parts. in this system having with two main parts. Right? The first thing you want to identify is two main parts. The first thing, computer itself. Computer itself. We should want to familiar with this computer itself. Right? Later, we are discussing the about learning about the computer. The other section is users. Users. That computer, whole computer system, you can divide it into two areas. Computer itself and the users. Users are the people or person who operate the computer for various purposes. Right. According to their purpose, their nature. Again, these users we can identify in two categories. Right? The users, maybe there are some users we called as system users. System users. There are some other users we called as end users. End users. Then what's the difference there? Can someone point out the difference? The system and end users. System users mean person who maintain the computer or person who creating the software and programs, whatever the users are using. These are called, those are called system users. Right? For example, computer programmer. Computer programmer. Programmer considered as a system user because he is engaged with creating software tools or computer programs that relate with our everyday tasks. Then another example, network administrator. I think already you heard about these words. Network administrator. Who is the person? What's the duty of network administrator? Can someone tell me? Network administrator. Network administrator is the person who operate everything in the computer networks. Right? Then later we'll learn in what is computer network. Then there are some important features, important operation in the network system. Right? The person who manage this operation called network administrator. Also system user. They are doing with technical aspect of the computers, like that database administrator. Right? Those are system users. Then who are these end users? End users. End users mean the normal users. That means the person who are users, person who are using the things that created by the system users. End users are the person who using the tools that created by the computer programmer or system users. Right? Those are called end users. That, for example, suppose teacher. Teacher is a good example for end user because the teacher is he or she using various types of computer programs and other types of software. For example, if teacher want to create a lesson plan, he or she use Word. If the teacher want to create a presentation, then he or she use what? PowerPoint. That means the PowerPoint is created by someone else. That means system users. System users are creating the various type of software. End users are the users who operate with that tools which created by the system users. I think you get some idea about the difference between this system and end users. Right, now we'll move to our presentation here. No need to write down anything that earlier I mentioned it. Right, here this one is the presentation for the today's lesson, Introduction to Computers. Here the first thing you want to identify the users Before that, consider the computer as a system. In that case, there is two major parts, sections, computer itself and users. The first, you want to get familiar with the users. Right? If you consider the user mean who work with the computer, person who work with the computer. There are two types. According to their work or duty, we can identify these users, system and end users. System user mean create and maintaining computer programs and software. System users are the person who creating and maintaining computer programs and software. Right? You will get the meaning of these terms later. Programs, what is program, what is software, like that. Then end users. Users of computer programs that created by system users. Right? Users of the computer programs or software that created by system users. That's the difference between this system and end users. Then we discuss about some examples for users in this table, explaining some examples. Left column giving the username, the right column giving the task. Consider, look at the some usernames here. First one, programmer. Then what's the duty of the programmer? Develop computer programs. Right. Then look at the second one, network administrator. Manage and maintain the computer networks. Right. In that, like that, there are some other users also available here. System analyst, software engineer, computer application assistant, web developer. Right. Also duties also you can find the other column. Right. Now tell me here, give me one example for end user here. According to the list given here, who is the end user? Can someone tell me who is the end user here?
Computer application assistant.
Yes, very good. Computer application assistant. Here, according to in this list, only the end user available, computer application assistant, because he is doing office work using some application packages. Right? Application packages mean these packages are created by someone else. That means system users. Our task is doing office work using that particular application package. Therefore, computer application assistant is a good example for end user. All the other examples categorized under system users. Okay. Now I can move to our first activity. Now I am going to pass my activity link through the chat box. Right. Wait until I am passing the activity list here. If you have any doubts or if you have any questions, or if you know something new, then you can share your knowledge also here, right? No problem. If you, I think students are with the technology nowadays, therefore you may know new things. If you are in these new things, then you can share with us also. Right, now go to chat box. I am posted the link there. I am posted it 2 times now. Click on the link. Click on the link here. Once you click on the link there, then your activity sheet will open. Right, I think if you are getting the activity link with your computer, then please send me a message like okay. If you are getting the activity sheet to your computer, then give the message okay. All of you get this activity sheet to your computer. If it is, give the message okay or yes. One student, two is okay. I think others are also getting the activity. Right, I am giving another 1 minute to open the activity. Please go to the chat box and click on the link which I gave now. Only 10 or 12 students still open the worksheet. Then what happened to others? 43 students joined with the session here. Right, again, I am posting the link. Click on the link. Then the worksheet will open with your computer. Right, we can start the worksheet here. Until open the worksheet others, we can start it now. Now try to do this activity with me. That initially you can do with me, then later I will give chance to do alone. Right, now tell me the first activity here, the first sheet regarding the identify the users. There are how many parts in the computer? What's the answer for here?
2 parts.
Two parts. Then you can write down the number here. 2 main parts in computer system. Right. Then what are that parts? Computer itself and
Users.
Users. Correct. Right. Then user is the person who works with the computer. There are types of users.
Two
How many?
types.
Two.
Sir.
The number 2 types of users. They are system and what?
End users.
End users. Very good. Right. Then go to next one. System users who are create and maintain computer
Programs.
programs. Very good. Programs and software. Then end users are users of computer software that created by
System users.
system users. Very good. Right, okay, that's the way you want to fill the answers for this activity, this type of activities. All the students should join with this activity, right? That's the important thing here. All of you have to do that one because this activity sheet open with your own computer. Therefore, all of the students here can join with this activity here. Right, then we'll move to the second one. Here, the question is selecting the correct statement, true or false. Right? Statement is there. Then true or false buttons also available. Then buttons with a small, the statement with a small blue color button. statement is correct or true, then click on the button here. If it is false, click on the button, the other button here, false button. Right, then try with the first one. School teacher can be considered as a system user of a computer. True or false?
False. False.
False.
False.
Yes, that's correct. Because a school teacher, the duty of the school teacher is engage with the student using various types of software or computer programs which are created by someone else. Teachers are not going to create in programs or maintaining computer networks. Therefore, the statement is false. The school teacher can be considered as a system user. Therefore, click on the false button. Second one, ICT teacher in a school can be considered as an end user. Then what can you say about that? True or false?
True.
True, sir.
Yes.
True.
Yes, that's correct. True, because ICT teacher is one of the teacher like other teacher, right? No difference. His appointment also teacher, right? Therefore, ICT teacher also engage with teaching with the students. Not he or she not going to maintain software or maintain databases. Therefore, statement is true. Then read the third one. Students who are follow computer programs can be considered as a computer programmers. True or false?
False, sir.
False, sir.
Yes. Yes. Statement is false because here we are considered students still following the computer courses or computer programming, still not get the appointment as a computer programmer. Therefore, these students are still not engaged with creating software or programs. Therefore, he is still learning. Student use the software or computer programs which created by others. Therefore, student is an end user. The statement false. Students who are follow computer programs can be considered as a computer programmer. No. Next one. Person who develop computer software and program are called system administrators. What can you say about that statement? Develop
True,
computer.
sir.
True?
False.
Yes,
False.
false. That one false because person who engage with creating computer software and program called programmer or software engineer, right? But system administrator is someone else. The duty of the system administrator is maintaining the function, internal operations of the system. It may be a computer system or any other type of system, right? Mostly information systems. There are many types of information systems available around the world. And if you consider the school, it's also having some information systems. For example, student registration system, right? Student attendance taking system. In that way, there are many information systems available. The person who engage with this system, that particular system, he is called system administrator. Therefore, system administrator is not going to making or creating computer software. Person who develop computer software and program are called computer programmer or software engineer, but not system administrator. Therefore, statement is false. Next one. Learning management system is a system used by only teachers and students to engage classroom activities. What can you say about true or false? True or false, this statement? Learning management system means the system available to manage learning and teaching and learning activities. Here the statement says that particular system is available for only teachers and students. Is it correct?
False, sir.
Yes. Then what about the others? Only one or two students giving the answers.
False, sir.
False. False. Because this type of system, learning management system, in short LMS, is available for everyone that link with the education system, not only for the teachers and students. For example, the principal of that school, he or she will be able to access the learning management system and watching what teachers are doing with the classroom. Principal can inspect what teachers are doing in the classroom through the learning management system. Also, parent can visit the learning management system and see whether their students are what they are doing. And in that way, all the other related parties can access the learning management system. Therefore, the statement is false. Number 6, automated timetable creating system in a school can be considered as an end user system. Automated
False, sir.
timetable creating. Then false. Some students say false.
True. True.
Is
True,
there
sir.
any other? Yeah. This statement is true. Why? Automated timetable creating system. There are some systems available in some schools. Once we give in the particular data, then it will or timetable will create automatically. That means we are using a system that created by someone else. We are using a system that created by someone else. That timetable creating system is created by system users. Creating timetable doing by the teachers. Therefore, automated timetable creating system can be considered as an end user system. Statement is true. Okay, I think you got some idea about the differences between these end users and the system users here by following this activity. Later also you can do this activity after I'm giving the link to you. Right, before moving to the next activities, then back to the presentation again. Right, now we need to get some idea about what is computer. Before moving to the technical parts of the computer, identifying the computer, the first thing you want to get some idea about another two terms here, data and information. Right? Here, this one also new, not new terms. You may already know the difference here, data and information. Briefly, I can say data is unprepared or unorganized facts. By looking at the data, you can't make decisions. It is not suitable for decision-making process. Example, student names. By looking at the names of students, when you are in the classroom, only by looking at the names of students, you is it possible to giving some idea about who is the student, what type of behavior he or she having? Can you say that only by looking at the name? No, you can't make decisions. Subject marks, suppose in the classroom, you are once you go to the classroom the first time, suppose you are randomly asked some marks from the student, English marks, suppose. Right? By taking that particular sets of marks, can you say who is the first of the student, who is the weak students, who is the good students. Is it possible to make such decisions? No, you can't make such decisions.
sir.
Therefore, those are categorized as data, unprepared or unorganized. But completely opposite, the information mean you can make this information for decision making process. How you are going to make in the information is by processing the data. The first you want to collect the data. After you collect the data, then you can process. Right? You can operate with the data. After you process the data, then you will get the meaningful things. These meaningful facts you can take, you can use for decision making process. Then, for example, there are some examples available. Average marks. Right? First, you want to collect the marks. Then you are doing some operation like find average. Then once you get the average, then you can say who is the good student, who are the weak students, right? In that way. First, who is the first in the class? Right? By looking at information, it is possible to get in decisions. That's the simple difference between data and information, right? Because you must familiar with these terms, because computer complete the operations of the computer based on the data and information. Right, now we can move to the next part to identify what is computer. Right, then look at the slide here. Here explain what is computer. It says computer is an electronic machine. Electronic machine, that is correct. But computer is not the only machine that making with electronic circuits. There are some other machines also, electronic machines available in your home, TV, fridge, iron, other type of electronic machines also available. But computer is another type of electronic machine. But computer is able to do in these three operations. Then what are the operations here? Computer is able to collecting and saving data. Computer is able to collecting and saving data. Second point, after collecting and saving the data, computer is able to process it and operate with the collected data according to the user instruction. That's the important part. According to the user instructions, computer is able to work with collected data. Third point is, after processing, computer is able to give in the result to the user, display the result to the user. Right? That's the third important point. Whatever the machine you are finding to enable with these three operations is called computer. Whatever the machine you are consider, if that particular machine is capable of doing these three operations, that is called computer. Right? Look at the diagram below, not the image. Here the diagram. Process. This rectangle refer as a computer. This computer need data. Inserting data, the process of inserting data called as input. After input the data, processing activities happening inside the computer. Because of processing, it will generate output or information. That's the three main operations in the computer. Right? Actually, there are four operations. One operation is hidden. Can someone tell me the other one? In the diagram, it is hidden, but in the points, you can find the other operation also. Can someone suggest that one? Suggest the other operation? Collecting mean input. Input in the data.
Saving
Saving.
data.
Save. That's good. After you collect the data, there should be way to save the data. The save operation is hidden in this diagram. It is included in the process. Right. Okay. In that way, we can identify what is computer. one question. Why you are in the home? Suppose suppose the electronic machine there, iron. I think all of you are having the iron, right? Before you are leaving your home, you are ironing your dress. No, I am saying iron is a computer. Is it correct? My statement is iron is a computer. Is it correct?
No.
Why? Then you want to justify it.
Because it doesn't collect any data or process it.
Doesn't collect data. Once you get the iron, then you are put the plugs for the current. You are giving the current. Getting current mean what? Inserting data. Iron need current to activate. We are giving current. We are giving current mean we are giving some kind of data. Then iron is able to collecting data.
It didn't save in data, so it is not a computer.
But until the power is with the iron, the current is available. You can iron it. That the power is available until having the current. That's kind of saving.
Sir,
Yes.
in that iron,
Yes.
there is no process like inside putting current into first current input, and the output is not like data and information. It doesn't change, only the current. So it can't be a computer.
Yes, but when we consider the iron, getting the current input can considered as a data. Current is the data. The final output, your iron dresses can be considered as the output. Right? Then we can display the result of ironing. Right? Here the complete major thing is processing. It is not able to process according to the user instructions. Right? Once we switch on the iron, then back in the seat, we can't say now ironing. The iron is not working. If we say giving the instruction to the iron is not able to iron it. It is not able to work according to our instructions. Right? Think about the other electronic devices like that. What about calculator? Is it a computer?
No, sir.
No. Why? Computer is not able to work according to our instructions. Right? That's the point we should want to get. Right? I think you get an idea about the computer here. Then look at the diagram. In this diagram says some important devices that normally you can see with the computer. Monitors, speakers, mouse, flash drive, like that. Some devices you can see here. Then later we are going to divide it according to their task. Right? We are going to identify some categories according to based on the task. Right? Until that, try to identify these components here. Right? I am given 1 minute. Remember what are the devices available with this screen, this picture. Right? Here I am saying optical disc, monitor, speaker, mouse, flash drive, keyboard, hard disk drive, printer, microphone. These are the devices available here. In the middle, you can see a box, tube-like box here. that is called system unit. System unit. There are some devices here you can see inside the system units. That hard disk drive you can find inside. Right. This is called system unit. Right. I think you get the point and remember some devices here. Right. Now go to the activity sheet. I think still you are with the activity sheet. Once you open it, don't close the activity sheet. I think all of you are still with the activity sheet here. Now move to the next activity here. I try to answer these two questions. Which one of the following can be considered as information? Which one of the following? Which one?
Average marks of subjects.
Yes, you are correct. The average marks of the students. Now you can click on the correct answer. That earlier we discussed why other things are not considered as the information. Second question. Which of the following is correct regarding the functions of computer?
Doing
Fourth
tasks
answer.
according to the
According
user
to
instructions.
Yes.
instructions.
Many says doing tasks according to the user instruction. Is there any other answers? Right. Here, why we are giving this answer? Only collecting data. All the other answers give the word only. Only collecting and saving. Only saving and display. But this answer not giving any specification. Giving a normal statement, doing a task according to the user instruction. Therefore, this is the correct one. Right. Go to the next activity. Right. Now, I think earlier I asked you to remember the points. Right. Now, you want to drag and drop. All the points are here. All the devices you can find the left, right side and in the yellow color background. Right. Now, using your mouse, click on the answers or device's name and drag into the correct point. For example, mouse. Click on the mouse here, then drag into the area like that. I try to do that, complete it. Once you complete, give the message OK. Yeah, a few students are completing it. Very good. They are doing very fast. Then I am also trying to do it. Printer here. Optical disc. This one. Microphone. Speakers. Flash drive. Keyboard, monitor, and hard disk drive. Actually, hard disk, you know, you heard before what is hard disk. Hard disk is the disk that you are using to store your data. Right? Store your data. What is hard disk drive? Drive means the device you are using to active the hard disk. It is located inside the system unit. Hard disk drive is the device that used to active the hard disk. Then flash drive mean pen drive, normal pen drive. Optical disk is another type of disk you are using to store the data that later we'll discuss in detail. This type of different memories. Right, I think all of you have finished work with that activity. Now back to presentation again. Right, we are discussing about the computer here. Another two terms very important: computer hardware and software. Right, by looking at the diagram here, can someone tell me what's the difference between software and hardware?
Sir,
Yes. Oh,
hardware
yes.
can be touched.
Yes.
Hardware can be touched by hands, but
Yeah.
software can't.
Touch. Yeah. Yeah, that's good answer. Then any other points? Right. By looking at the hardware side, that you can see all the things that physically exist. Right. You can touch it. Is available outside the system unit as well inside the system unit. Whatever the device attached with the computer, if it is if we can touch it or tangible, that is called hardware. And all the tangible part of the computer can be considered as a hardware. These tangible parts you can find outside as well as the inside. Inside mean inside the system unit, right? That hard disk mean hardware. That's the part, tangible part, right? Computer mouse, keyboard. These are you can see outside the system unit, right? In that way, the device you can find inside or outside, but tangible or touch. That is called hardware, right? Here, giving some points what we discussed now. Examples: keyboard, mouse, hard disk. Software means intangible part of the computer. You can't touch it, only you can see it or you can feel it, but you can't touch it, right? That like sound output. Think about the sound output. Then only you can feel it, sound, right? Whatever the things you can see on the screen, right? You can't touch it. The output you can't touch it. The screen you can touch it, but the output you can't touch it. Therefore, these things we can categorize under software. Intangible parts of computer cannot be touched. Some examples also you can find here: Office, web browsers, programming languages, like that. That's the difference between hardware and software. Then we should want to get a little idea about the type of hardware available in the computer. Look at the diagram here. In this diagram explaining the hardware categories available with the computer. Mainly, there are two types of hardware categories: external devices and internal devices. Here, external and internal mean the devices which you can find outside the system unit. Outside the system unit called external devices. The straight you can see these type of devices. Internal mean inside the system unit. Right? Normally, the straight you can't see internal devices. You want to remove the cover of the system unit, then only you can see the internal devices. Right? Consider the external part. Again, these external devices you can divide it into categorized into two parts based on their task. Right? There are some devices we are using to input the data. That earlier we learned what is data. Right? Then if we are doing some task, many types of data with us. There should be a way to input this data to the computer. The devices you are using to input the data called input devices. Based on that category, we can identify these external devices as input data or input devices, or output devices. Right. Before that, see some examples for input devices: keyboard, mouse, touch screen, barcode reader. Normally, we know this, familiar with these devices. That later again, I am showing some pictures of these devices, right? Under external devices, second category, output device. Once you input data to the computer, inside the system unit, it will do some operations, process. Because of this process, it will generate output. That earlier we discussed that. How computer going to display this output through the output devices. And therefore, output devices we can identify as display units. How output is displayed. Mainly, they are using these things, these devices, printer. If you want to get the output through a paper output, you can use printer. Or plotters also paper output, speakers. Then one major output is missing here. Can someone tell what is that?
Monitor.
Yes,
Monitor.
monitor. Actually, that's the main output device, monitor. Just after you enter something through the keyboard, immediately you can see it through the monitor. And if you want to get through the printer, it will take some times. Right. Here, not mentioning that output device under here. And remember that one. Right. Then we'll move to the internal devices. Internal mean inside the computer. Inside the computer, parts of inside the computer again divided, we can identify as two. Internal devices, either memory or another term here. Before moving that, memory again divided into two parts. Right? Memory again divided into two parts. Secondary memory or primary memory. Just get the terms here now. Later we'll discuss in detail. Memory is divided into two major parts. Secondary, primary. Normally, secondary memory is available for us. Whatever the data we are creating using software, we are going to store under secondary memories. Right? For example, hard disk, pen drive, DVD. These are the examples, some of the examples for secondary devices. Primary memory is available for internal operations of the computer, to store the data that required for internal operations of the computer. Primary memory. Example, before that, again, two types of primary memories available with computer, RAM and ROM. Right. Later, we'll discuss the usage of this and differences between this RAM and ROM. Until that, remember, memory is divided into two sections. Under internal device, the other major part is CPU or processor. Right? Normally, most of people saying CPU, they identify CPU as the system unit. Right? It's a wrong usage. CPU or processor is available inside the system unit as a chip. Right? This processor is the main or most important part of the computer. It's considered as the brain of the computer. Whatever the task we assign to the computer, total responsibility of doing this task taken by the processor or CPU. Therefore, this CPU is divided into, again, three sections. CPU is consist of control unit, ALU, and registers. Right. Actually, this hardware structure, it is enough for your purposes. However, in later I'm giving some description regarding these things also. Right. That's about hardware structure. Then, according to this hardware structure, first we should want to get some idea about external devices. Under that, also input devices. We'll see some input devices that I earlier mentioned, also showing some pictures regarding the input devices. Right? No need to explain each and everything in detail. because most of thing you know. Keyboard, here look at the picture. Normally we are using keyboard to input text, numbers or special symbols to the computer, right? There are different types of keys available, special keys, navigation keys, like that, numeric keys, function keys, like that, separate sections in the keyboard. Then another popular one is mouse, right? That's a pointing device. Once you move, once you operate with the mouse, there's a small pointer around it on your screen. By clicking or double clicking, you can work with the mouse. To work with mouse, there are two buttons, left and right, like that. Then some buttons having some wheel also. By to scrolling, you can scroll the page using the wheel. Right? Look at the images here. All of these mouse having the wheel part also. Look at some other input devices here. Touchpad. Touchpad normally you can see with your laptop computers. Instead of mouse, you can use the touchpad here. Touch screen. Normally touch screen is available with your smartphone. That's the device available, capable of doing both input and output operations. Touch screen is able to doing input and output operation. That's the one of specific feature regarding the touch screen. Right? It's considered as output device as well input device. Joystick, another popular device, especially those who are interested in playing games. Right? Through the joystick, it is very easy to handle movements, to show in the human movements. Therefore, joystick is very popular among the person who are playing computer games. Then look at some other device here. Especially these devices are very important with your task. That means for the teachers, so teaching learning process. Light pen. Normally, if you want to draw something on the screen, then you can use light pen. And earlier when you start this lesson, I am drawing something in the screen. I think you can remember. I am drawing these things using a light pen. Then another three devices here: digital camera, webcam, and CCTV. All of these devices for one purpose: to collect pictures or videos. But their usage is different, but their main purpose is same. Normally, digital camera you are using for capturing pictures or moving videos or recording videos. Webcam normally you are using to conduct online classes, like us, we are using webcams. CCTV, also closed circuit television. Normally you can find in the roads or nowadays homes and shops normally available to monitor or detect the unnecessary things or like say situations we can detect through the CCTV cameras. Right, then move to another set of devices that's also important with the teaching purpose. Scanners, flatbed scanner, one type there. Through the scanners, you can scan in pictures from the books or text from the books. They are using laser beam to capture the images. Then look at some images here. Barcode reader, I think all of you are familiar with barcode reader here. Especially you can find in the libraries or supermarkets, in all the books or products having a specific symbol called as barcode. We can use barcode readers like that. Then we can read specific data hidden inside the barcodes by using barcode readers. QR codes also, it will be able to read the QR codes. Then magnetic ink character reader, MICR in short, normally used in the banks to read the specific characters printed on the check, right? You can see in the image how this type of devices work there. Here also, this set's also important. Optical character reader, normally we are using to capture the text from the book. Look at the diagram image here. This equipment is like that. Especially this device you can use to scan the text. Not only text in. After you text the scan, it will be able to edit. Right? Editing and texting is possible using the optical character readers. Then another one, optical mark reader, another important device for the examination department. OMR is able to identify some symbols available or not on the paper. Once you mark a symbol through a pencil or pen, this particular device is able to identify it. Therefore, this type of devices easily you can use to correct the MCQ type question. Therefore, it is most popular device among the examination department. Then microphones also very popular among the teaching learning process. If you want to record something, you can use sound devices like microphone. Right, these are some input devices. Here we are ending the input devices part. Then next time I am giving some output devices also according to this structure. Now we can move into our activity sheet. This lesson, I think I am taking another 5 minutes to complete. I think you have no other lesson in this time. Right, back to the presentation activity sheet again. Right, now try to complete this one. Right, you can fill with me. Which of the following is a computer hardware? What's the answer?
Display unit, sir.
Display unit, sir.
Yes. Computer hardware. They are asking the hardware. Therefore, display unit or monitor is the hardware here. Then second one, which combination is correct regarding computer software?
Word, Excel, PowerPoint.
Word, Excel, PowerPoint.
Number 3, sir.
Yeah, number
Third
3 was
one,
the
sir.
third one. Very good. All the other answers having one hardware. First one keyboard, second one mouse, fourth
Mouse.
one again mouse. Therefore, those are the correct answers. Right, true or false statement. The first one, intangible part of the computer can be considered as computer hardware. True or false?
False.
False. Because we learn tangible part. Whatever the device you can touch, considered as a hardware. Therefore, intangible means it is software. Second one, we need to install computer software to work with computers.
True, sir.
True, sir.
Yes, it is true. Because we must have computer programs and computer software with our computer if we need to do work with the computer. Only the hardware is available. It is then we can't do anything with the computer. Therefore, we must need computer software. Flash drive is a device that used to move computer software. True or
True, sir.
false?
True, sir.
True.
False.
Yes.
True.
Here, then mostly the flash drives we are not using to move software to another place. Right? Only the created data, user created data. We are normally flash drive we are using to move user created data, documents, notice like that. Right? If you want to move software, that still they are using CDs or DVD. Right? If you are buying the software from the shop, then how you are going to get it? Through the CD or DVD. They are not giving the flash drive with the software. Right? Therefore, the most suitable devices to move the software is CD or DVD. The flash drive is not the most suitable one, but they are using this flash drive to move software available in your own computer. If you want to move your own software to your friend, right? In that case, the flash drive is possible. But for this statement, the best one is false, right? Flash drive is that used to move software. Right, try to fill this one also. Hardware structure, external devices. You can divide it into two parts. What are that part? What's the answer for
Internal,
you?
sir.
Internal.
Internal
Internal.
devices.
Right. Write down internal. Hardware mainly in two parts. External. Sorry, here internal. It should be internal here. External devices again divided into two, output and what's
Input.
the answer
Input.
for input? Yes, yes.
Input.
Correct, input. And the input devices, then example, think about some example, the exact example. Can you remember that one here?
Barcode reader.
Barcode reader. That's the answer should be here, right? Barcode reader. And output devices, can you remember the exact answer here?
Speaker.
Printer, speakers. Right, then under memory, what the two main parts? Secondary and
Primary.
Primary memory, sir.
primary memory. Under secondary memories, what are the example available? Hard disk, HDD stand for hard disk. What's the answer here? Can someone remember the exact one? DVD
Pen drive,
or
sir.
pen drive?
Pen drive.
Pen drive. Right. Then processor. Processor consists of CU, second
ALU.
ALU. ALU stand for arithmetic and logic. Right. Correct. That way you can fill the blanks for there. Right. Then in this activity, this is the last activity. You want to join the correct statement. The left side, you can see the input devices, some of the input devices, name of the input devices available in the left side. Right side available some statements. You want to match the correct one. Touch screen, then read the statements here. Then what's the correct thing?
Consider as both input and output device.
Consider as both input and output device. Correct. Then you can join. You can draw a line like that. Okay. Microphone. You answer someone else. What is for microphone?
Record your sound.
Yes, correct. Record your sound. Join to that point from microphone to record your sound. OMR.
Useful in MCQ marking.
Yes, useful in MCQ marking. What about the other students? They are hungry or eating now? Joystick, tell me answer another student. What's the answer for joystick?
Device to handle human movement.
Device to handle human movements. Good. Keyboard.
type your lesson plan.
Type your lesson plan. Right, keyboard. If you have anything to type, then you can use keyboard. Barcode reader. Barcode reader.
Automated data input method.
Automated data input method. By scanning the barcodes, the device is able to read the data hidden in the barcodes. That automated. No one going to type it. Right? Barcode reader. Automated data input method. Webcam.
Useful in online classes.
Yes, useful in online class. That's the remaining answer. You can join webcam with the useful online class. Right, that's the end of our activity sheet for the today. Now you can finish. Click the finish button here. Once you click finish button, then you have two options. One is check my answers. The other one, email my answer to my teacher. Right, from next week, use this one. Email my answer to my teacher. I will give my email address to you. Then do this operation from next week. But for the today, check your answers by clicking here. Right. I'm going to click this one. Check my answers. Once you click here, at the top you will get a mark out of 10. Then we'll see 10 out of 10 to me. Right? I am a good student here. I got 10 out of 10. What about you? I think all of you got the 10 out of 10 because you are doing this activity with
Yes,
me.
sir.
Right. Okay, that's the end of lesson for today. Then before that, I want to remind the recording of this lecture will be available 1 hour from now with your WhatsApp group. The slide presentation as a PDF you will get again in the same time with the recording. This activity link also I am giving, and homework. Right, you will get the homework. Here, look at the homework here. Right, read this one. Homework 1 for this week. You want to complete it before next time. That means 14th February, right? 1 week available to complete that. Here, the question asking to design the following type of questions based on today's lesson. Right? They are asking you to decide 4 MCQ questions. Any 4. Do not worry about its complexity. Right? If you want, you can use our today's activities questions. No problem. If you want, you can copy it from the internet also. Right? 4 MCQ type question. Your activity should contain 4 MCQ, 3 blank fill, 3 true or false type. Right? Today we did all of these types. 1 machine type. The activity which we did last, that's the machine type. And 1 word search. We didn't do any type of question here today, but you know what is word search, right? Giving a set of words, then ask to find some computer terms. And then you want to do this exercise using the live worksheet. If you want to get more details of live worksheet, how to work with live worksheet, go to this link. And this is the link that I think you also participated that workshop in the first 2 weeks. I am explaining how to work with live worksheet. Are you there? Were you there in that workshop? Students? Were you participated in that workshop? How to work live worksheet, right? Okay, if you are not that workshop, then go to this link, then you will get more details. Right, then after finishing, your link should be sent for me through this my personal WhatsApp. After you creating this activity, you will get a link, right? How to get link, all of this available with this video, right? Look at the video to create the link. After you creating the link, please send me through my WhatsApp, personal WhatsApp account. Right, that's the homework. After 1 hour from now, all of these materials available with your WhatsApp group. Right, okay. Then I'm going to stop the lesson here. If you have any questions, doubts, or unclear things, then you can discuss with me now. The lesson is designed for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, not 1 hour, right? I think your timetable having 12 to 1, but after 1 you have no any other lectures today. I think Wednesdays no other lectures. Therefore, I am taking 1.5 hours. Right? Therefore, if I want, I can take up to 1:30 also. No problem. I am stopping it a little bit earlier. Any questions? Or anything you want to clear? No.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, for
Yes.
this subject, do we need to create another separate WhatsApp group, sir?
No need to create a separate WhatsApp group. This available group is okay, right? I am sending the links and other materials for this available groups, right?
Okay, sir, thank you.
Then again, no need separate monitors for this subject also. Right? I think one monitor is available in this classroom. He or she responsibilities giving the attendance. Right? Therefore, please send the attendance. You must send the attendance, right? After sending the attendance, then I will upload the material, right? That's remember. Therefore, I think you get the attendance by looking at the participant list. Your responsibility is getting the attendance. Therefore, you must send it few minutes from now. Right, okay, then any other question? If you have no question, then I am going to stop it lecture now.
Sir,
Yes, okay. Ask.
sir, another question.
Yeah.
Do we have to buy a exercise book? That means a CR book.
That
Something.
that I'm giving message that that earlier I mentioned it. Then I am giving all the materials as a soft copies. I am giving to you, right? If you like, you can get the printout of these slides, notes. Then you can separate set of files, separate file for that, right? Getting the printout and then get a maintain a separate file for that. Or otherwise get the exercise book and paste it. No problem. Then if you have time or if you like, you can write down. Right? I am also like that also. And because these days most of people using keyboard, this handwritten is forgot. Therefore, take the by looking at the soft copy, you can write down. Then no need to get the printout. If you have any capabilities, possibilities to get in printout and maintain as separate file, no problem. You can maintain it also. Or if you are okay with the soft copies, then no problem. In the computer, create a separate folder for that and maintain all the soft copies in a separate folder. Up to you, right? Then it is up to you, right? Okay, is it clear? What is your name?
Yes, sir, thank you. Sir, I'm Dilanka.
What name? Biranka?
Dilanka,
Bivanka?
sir.
Dilanka, right?
No,
Dilanka.
sir, Dilanka.
Dilak. Your name is not appear in here.
Dilanka, sir.
Dilanka. Veerasinghe. SYD Veerasinghe, no?
Yes, sir, yes.
Right, okay. Okay, okay. What about other students? Only the boy here available, you? In both classes? Another one here, Ruan. Satiswaran. No? Am I correct? Satyawaran. I'm getting boys because very rare these days. They are coming to here to become as a teachers. And mostly you can find girls or female students here. Right, okay. Then our time also closing to now finish. Therefore, I am going to stop it now here. Thank you very much for the participation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome to you all.